Hey, welcome back to my channel. We are doing Do You. This look is brought to you by over exfoliation. My skin is having a time. It has been super dry, so staying away from powders is my best friend. Let's just get right on into it. So we're gonna start with this Ciate London Hydrating Watermelon Primer. Everything we're using today is going to be hydrating, using a lot of products that are really going to bring that moisture into the skin so we don't look like a leather face. So we're going to go in with the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. Theme of this tutorial, hydration. So I'm just using a really small buffing foundation brush. It's got some hair sticking out of it. And we're really going to focus on doing it in like thinner layers and just adding coverage where we need it so that we can get a really nice skin-like finish. You don't want to put on too much. I'm just starting with a few dots all over my face, and we're just gonna buff this in. And then once we get it buffed in, then we'll kind of decide where we need more coverage, and then we can go from there. But this is like the first layer. Now I feel like I could go in with a little more, just kind of like right here on both of my cheeks. So I'm just gonna add a little extra and then just buff it in. And if we need a little more, we can add a little more, but again, we don't want too much. So it's kind of tedious, but this is gonna get you the right amount of coverage. This is a Naked Beauty Blender, and let's just pat this in. That's gonna pick up any excess product so that you're not too shiny, because we're going for dewy, but not like greasy. And so now we're gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is 47S, which is Tan Deep Sand. We're gonna use a concealer brush, and we're gonna do it in small, light layers. So I'm just gonna be buffing this in. I'm gonna start here because it kind of thins out the concealer just a bit. Don't forget to get kind of like a little bit of your eyelid and brow bone so that it's all, you know, the same color here, so you don't have two different colors. And I'm just gonna take my finger and just smooth it out under my eye. Let's take a pointed concealer brush and just smooth that concealer out just a bit. And we're gonna apply a light layer of Hourglass powder. I know we said we weren't gonna use powder products mostly, but this is a really soft, finely milled powder. And that's just gonna give you a little extra brightness under the eye without looking powdery. I'm just gonna kind of buff it in little circular motions. I'm barely even touching it. Your concealer is not gonna lay perfectly crease free without setting it, and that is okay because we don't have a lot there. So anytime I see any creasing, I can just tap it with my finger and smooth it out. It's no big deal. I think especially in the summer when you're sweating anyway, it's hot and humid, it's not a big deal to take your finger and just tap it out, because even with powder, you're gonna have some creasing. When the weather is just like not cooperating, you're gonna have creasing. It's just gonna happen. It's just a fact of life. So let's go in with our contour. I'm using a cream contour. Again, we're not really using any powder products for this since we're keeping everything really dewy and fresh. And we're just gonna apply that where we normally would. So I like to do my contour on my cheeks, my forehead, and then down the nose just a bit. So we're just buffing that in, and light layers. If you need more, add more, but just start with a light layer and then go from there. Here's a little trick. If you don't have a cream blush or a cream eyeshadow, you do not have to go buy one. You don't need extra product. You can make your own. So I'm using the balm end of a Pat McGrath highlighter stick, and I'm just gonna put some of that balm on the back of my hand. So I'm taking Sola from this Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette. I press my finger into that. You can see I have a nice amount of color on there. And now we're just going to mix that in with that balm. See how pretty that is. So now that we made our own cream blush, let's just go ahead and put it on. Just to take a little bit of the shine off, we're gonna use a beauty blender with nothing on it and just go over that area very lightly to take a little bit of the shine down. With the highlight end of that same Pat McGrath duo, we're just gonna use the highlight end I just said it was the highlight end. We're gonna highlight. So just right in here, I'm gonna sweep some on right here, a little down the nose and a little on the chin. And we're gonna use the same brush that we use for our foundation and just blend that in. You can actually just kind of tap this in. It doesn't really need too much buffing. We are doing it up. Get it? Doing it up. Using our same make your own cream product hack, we're gonna use that balm and this gorgeous, wait till you see it, this amazing Pat McGrath eyeshadow. And we're gonna make our own cream eyeshadow because we don't wanna use a powder. I mean, we've got everything so nice and glowy that we don't wanna do a powder eye look. And now we're just gonna apply that with our finger. So just dab it on. So now using an eyeliner brush, we're just gonna go in with this dark brown color from this palette and just give a very light eyeline. And if you're deciding to wear lashes, this is also gonna help your lash stick on. Now let's set everything before we throw on our mascara and lashes. I'm using the Make It Last by Milani, and this is gonna keep everything on and nice and in place. Really focusing the mascara on the outer portion of the eye. And I also like to do my bottom lashes too, so let's do those. For lashes, I'm going in with the Ardell Demi Baby Wispies. This is a really simple, dainty lash. I applied a little bit of mascara on them before I put them on. And this is gonna keep the eye pretty natural, but also add a little bit of lash if you're like me and you have like no lashes. This is gonna help you. If you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. There's new videos coming out every single Friday. And yeah, I'll see you later.